Please all stand for the prayer and our Philippine national anthem.
Our ever-loving Father, the core of every reason, the source of truth, you who made the earth and the heavens, are the ultimate goal of every knowledge seekers, the infinite wisdom, the cause of all that is good. We are truly grateful for this opportunity to gather together as a community despite the challenges we face each day. Yet you remained and gave us strength to carry on the responsibilities of bearing intelligence and using them for better purposes. We now humbly ask you to join us in our endeavor to explore the wonders of life in the world for knowledge's sake, that in whatever we learn today, we become more grounded to you, who is truth, who is love. We pray that you bless our speakers, the fount of your infinite knowledge, that they can share something worthwhile despite the limited time we have. They can channel all they know and share to us the beauty and truth of living as your child. We pray that you guide our participants, the seekers of your boundless knowledge, that they may continue to persevere in the search and be deemed worthy to share what they learn from today's session. Sanctify us, O Lord, not because we are worthy of it, but because we believe in your love and mercy, that at the end of the day, we can take home something that's amazing and meaningful. This we ask and pray, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Mga kababayan, isang awit ng Pilipinas.
Pleasant day to all. IncluTalks aims to educate people what PWD advocacy is all about. It is one of the campaigns of Hands in Inclusion Pilipinas to spread awareness in persons with disabilities. Also, we are aiming for formality as a local non-government organization by 2024. In this first episode of IncluTalks, we will listen to the testimonies of 3 athletes with autism via presentation, and a widow raising her child with autism with a question and answer format. To formally introduce our host for today's webinar, may we call on Ms. Miyuki Fernandez and Mr. Christian Jerald Chan.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Sir CJ.
Hello, sir. Hello, Mami Yuki. Sorry. All right, let's begin.
Sorry for the technical delay. So, before we begin our program, let us formally introduce our co-project manager of IncluTalks Aware for Autism. She was diagnosed with a brain meningitis. Let us all welcome Miss Lady Jane Eleazar Florence.
Mrs. Esperanza Santiago, Marzo of Autism Society Pilipinas, Santiago, Chapter, Mr. Kobe Cunanan, and Mr. Munarriz of Special Olympics Pilipinas. My co-project manager, Mr. Miguel, Kanahashi, to the management of Hands in Inclusion Pilipinas. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. After 11 months of conducting webinar in Hands in Inclusion Pilipinas, We are back again on live webinar series. Welcome po kayong makinig sa amin. Sa aming mithiin ay maipahatid sa mga ibang tao kung ano ang autismo. Sabi nila, kakaiba po ang mga taong may autismo. Ngunit sa katunayan, tao lang din sila na may karamdam. Iba lamang ang kanilang paraan, ang pagproseso ng mga bagay-bagay. Kaya po sa mga tao, may mga mahal sa buhay na may autismo. Kailangan natin ng kaunting pag-unawa sa kanilang nararanasan. Iba-iba ang spectrum ng autismo. May mga low functioning na kailangan ng malakasang pag-unawa. Mayroon din namang mga high function na makagawa ng mga daily tasks kaya ng isang normal na tao. Ngunit kahit ano naman sila sa spectrum, huwag natin silang maliitin, kakahiya o isa walang bahala. Pagkat may kanya po silang kakayahan. Kaya bilang isang pamahayan, may autismo man o pagmahalan at magrespetuhan. Maraming salamat po. Enjoy. Maraming salamat po. Enjoy the rest of the webinar. God bless.
All right, everyone. Have a blessed afternoon to everyone. Tama nga si Ma'am Lady Jane. We are back after 11 months of no webinar. Is that right, Miyuki?
Yes, Sir CJ.
Oo nga, we really miss having these webinars to show people how we can showcase what we can do. So tama nga si Lady Jane, di ba? Any thoughts on that for now?
That was a warming and a pleasant opening remarks for her. Kaya talagang inspired tayo sa ating webinar ngayon, Sir CJ.
All right. So once again, welcome to IncluTalks Aware for Autism. Now, to formally begin our webinar, let us introduce our first speaker, if she's around. Our first speaker is a mother of two having a child with autism. She's the president of Autism Society Philippines, San Mateo chapter, livelihood trainer, owner of SP Super Lutong Lechon and Seafoods All You Want, and a certified voice artist. Ladies and gentlemen and virtual audience, let us welcome Mrs. Esperanza Santiago Marzo, if she's here. Oh, hello, ma'am. Sorry. I hope you had a wonderful afternoon, and good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Chi.
Yes, you are
Yes,
you're
good
live and you're
afternoon.
loud.
Ayan. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at sa lahat po na naghihintay at naghintay. Yan. Thank you po. Pasensya na at talagang ganon. May mga
Of
pagkakataon
course,
lalo na pag live. Ganyan talaga. Patunayan na talagang live na live. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Sige.
So, Ma'am
kasi
Chi,
po ba?
so before
Sorry,
we
sige po,
begin,
Ma'am.
kindly introduce yourself po muna para makalala po tayo ng ating mga viewers.
Okay, I'm Esperanza Marzo, Chi or SP for short. Mas kilala ako bilang SP Marzo sa larangan ng mga may advokasya pagdating sa autismo. Isang ina na may anak na may autismo. And yung siya ngayon ay 12 years old na, girl. Yung akin namang youngest ay 6 boy. So, sa ngayon, siya ay modular na dito sa bahay. Dito ko siya tinuturuan ng kanyang mga aralin. Pero, sabi niya, kaya na raw niya. Kaya hindi niya na kailangan ng tulong ko. Kaya siya na gumagawa na lang ngayon. Yan.
Wow, that's very nice po, ma'am. So, tanong po namin po sa inyo is, how old po siya nung na-diagnose niyo na may autism po siya?
Okay, so 4-year-old po siya noon nung na-diagnose ko. Actually, 2.5 nakitaan ko na siya na kakaiba siya sa mga typical na bata. Yung mga nakikita ko sa typical na bata ay hindi ko nakikita sa kanya. Pero pinatingnan namin siya sa pedya and then sabi is okay lang naman daw, natural daw. So naging kampante ako. Pero pagtungtong ng 4-year-old, nakita ko talaga na no, there's something wrong with my daughter. So yun yung eagerness na kuman sa akin, mother instinct, na pinatingnan ko siya. Na yun nga, una, akala ko speech delayed lang dahil hindi ko naman alam ang mundo ng autismo. Wala akong, naririnig ko ang pangalan na autistic, pero wala ako idea. So yun, sinabi na nga nung doktor na meron nga daw ako na, yung anak ko nga daw ay mayroong autism. So yun.
Alright, sige. Miyuki, let's go.
Thank you po, Ma'am. So, for the next question po, what are the interventions your child receives?
Okay, so yun, sabi ng doktor, kasi hindi naman siya sakit na maaaring magamot, kundi isang kondisyon na ang tanging maitutulong lamang sa kanya isang therapy. So, nag-under siya ng occupational therapy, speech therapy, ABA, yung Applied Behavior Analysis, and pagka Saturday and Sunday, kasama ko siya na meron siya activity, for example, ballet or swimming, kung ano yung mga pupwede na gusto niya na gawin. And pag Sunday, sinasama ko pa siya sa palengke, sa mga iba activities ko para mas lalo pa siyang ma-enhance yung kanyang behavior. Yun po.
Sige, thank you po. As a person po with autism myself, I also had to undergo these things na rin.
Wow!
So, yes. Anyway, I hope di po siya offensive, pero tanungin po natin, what does your child struggle with po? At what fields is your child challenged? Parang siya nagsa-struggle po.
So, nung bata siya, hirap siya sa mga, may obsession. So, talagang na mga naranasan namin na kalahating araw yata kami sa mall na wala kaming ginawa kundi, huwag ka maingay. Wala kaming ginawa kundi magparit-parito sa escalator kasi yun talaga nga gusto niya. So, wala akong magawa kasi alam ko na yun ang hilig niya eh. So, kumbaga hindi naman struggle para sa kanya, hindi rin para hindi naman struggle dahil gusto naman niya ginagawa niya. So, sige lang. Pinasok ko yung mundo niya, pinagbigyan ko siya, sinamahan ko siya, so okay lang. So ngayon, itong lumalaki na siya, siguro ang masasabi ko na lang na struggle niya is yung hindi niya alam i-handle kung paano naman yung control ng emotions. Pagka napagsasabihan siya, napapangaralan siya, napapagalit, especially pa napapagalitan siya, napagtataasan siya ng boses. So, doon sumasakit ang kalooban niya. So, yun na hindi niya makakontrol, ma-handle na minsan, nagka-tantrums. Buti na nga lang, ngayon medyo maiksi-iksi na. Pero before, ang haba. Minsan inaabot ng 1 linggo, hindi pa natatapos, kakabila pa ng 1 linggo, magdadalawang linggo na. So, aawa naman ng Diyos, unti-unti nag-subside. So, ngayon, pag napapagalitan na siya, siguro pinakamatagal na yung 1 oras, yun naman, okay na.
Alright, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
And, sir, natutuwa ako, no, Sir CJ, kasi every time na meron akong makakausap na adult autism na kagaya nyo, natutuwa ako kasi there's a hope.
Sorry.
No? At saka,
Okay.
natutuwa ako na ang galing, talaga nagagalingan lang ako. Amazing para sa akin na kasi yung pinagdaanan ko as a journey ng anak, mother ng autism is talaga namang kakaiba at mahirap. So pag nakikita ko na kagaya mo, Sir CJ, no, tsaka si Sir Roylan and Sir Billicet and then the other, na talaga namang ang galing. Kaya so proud of you guys. Thank you.
I'm touched. Anyway, Miyuki, you have another question
Yes.
to ask?
Yes, ma'am. So, your child is a girl, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay po. So, upon facing these challenges po, so, nakaranas po ba siya ng discrimination?
Hindi naman na verbal, pero kitang-kita mo sa mata ng mga taong nakakasalamuhan natin, especially sa jeep. Ng mga bata-bata kasi siya, so syempre, yun yung kasagsagan ng hyper siya, no? Yun talagang wala siyang focus, walang eye contact, walang attention. So, kitang-kita ko sa mata ng mga kasabay namin sa jeep na, bakit ganun yung bata? Anong klaseng bata yun? Bakit kakaiba? Bakit parang aligaga siya compared sa ibang bata na typical? Basang-basa ko sa mata nila. So, syempre, wala naman ako magawa dahil ito ang anak ko eh. Kung hindi ako ang tatanggap, sino pa, di ba? So, hindi man verbal, pero ramdam ko at kitang-kita ko, basang-basa ko sa mata. Pero pasalamat na lang din ako at never ako nakipag-away or never na may nagbukas ng bibig para mabuli or yung anak ko, si Pen, which is, awa ng Diyos, wala naman.
Okay. Oh, that's great to hear po, ma'am. Na at least there's even though there's some discrimination, at least you're still trying to make it po. Anyway, let's look on the brighter side of life.
Yes.
We all have our weaknesses po. But what are her strengths? What is she skilled at po? Let us hear from her. Let's hear from you po.
Medyo mahina yung dating. Strength na ba yung ang pinag-uusapan?
Yes po.
Okay. So pagdating naman dyan, ayan, nakakatuwa. Dahil marunong siya magluto. Kasi mahilig siya kumain. So, alam niya yung mga lahat ng sangkap na lulutuin niya, nang gusto niyang pagkain na lutuin. For example, magsisigang. So, kailangan kumpleto ricados yan. Pag may kulang dyan, bakit walang okra? Pag kulang si okra, pag wala siyang nakita ng okra, ba't walang gabi? Pag di niya nakita yon. So, yun naman nakakatuwa. Alam niya yung sangkap ng mga lulutuin. And ngayon, nakakatuwa kasi marunong siya magsalita ng mga iba-ibang lingwahe. Nag-aaral siya ngayon eh. Through sa YouTube lang naman, nag-aaral siya ng Thai, ng Taiwanese, ng Korean, at saka Vietnamese siya tayo. Basta yung mga something Asian na inaaral niya yan. Nagugulat na lang ako kasi talagang nakakakanta pa siya. Makakanta pa siya ngayon. Yung Korean song na F4, yung dating Nature Garden, yan. Yan na yun. Sa Korean, Korean song.
Grabe. Barks naman.
Napaka-talented naman po, yes. So, thank you very much. Ay, okay, meron pa
Hindi
pala.
ko pa dahil inaaral pa niya. Pero syempre proud na proud ako, di ba? Dahil from zero na wala siyang, hindi siya nagkasalita. Ngayon, ganyan na siya. Kaya so proud naman, di ba? Proud mama here.
Alright. So, you're still available po to answer a few more questions po or...
Yes, go on. Go ahead lang.
Okay. Alright. Miyuki, your questions? Sige, ako na muna. Sorry. How do you balance your time po in taking care of your child po dealing with autism? So, kasi you're busy mom, you're a president, you're a cook, head chef po. Tapos you have time to play the kids, no? Di ba?
Sa gabi kasi, pagka tulog na sila, nagmamarket ako niyan. So, syempre, may online na seller ako. Nagmamarket ako para noon pagising sa umaga, sa konting monitor lang. Tapos, posting uli sa umaga. And then after noon, habang tinuturuan ko sila, nakapatay yung cellphone ko. So, para noon, nakakonsentrate ako sa pagtuturo. And then, minsan naman, pag kinakailangan, lalo na nung kami-kami lang sa bahay, kailangan na dual, three birds in one stone ako, no? Habang naghuhugas ako ng pinggan, o kaya nagluluto ako, nakatabi siya sa akin, tinuturuan ko siya na bumasa, at the same time, nagpo-post ako. May kausap ako na customer na nag-i-inquire, ganyan. So, sabay-sabay yun. So, yung mga gano'n na pangyayari, syempre bilang nanay, magiging Wonder Woman ka talaga. Super nanay talaga ang magiging labas mo kasi hindi ko din alam kung paano, pero pag ginusto mo at talaga inisip mo na kaya mo, makakaya mo talaga. At yun nga ang nangyari sa akin.
Wow! Sobrang saludo po ako sa inyo, ma'am. Sobrang saludo po ako sa inyo.
At ganyan din panigurado ang nanay mo. Kaya saludo rin ako sa nanay mo dahil ganyan ka na ngayon, di ba, Sir CJ?
Yes po. Thank you po din. Anyway, last but not least, Miyuki, do you do the honors for our last question? Sorry po. Sige, Miss Miyuki.
Yes. So, yung follow-up question ko naman po. So, kung kanina natanong ko po yung mga naging challenges ng anak mo po. Sa inyo naman po, meron po bang time na yung parang na-challenge po talaga kayo, yung nahirapan po kayo sa time na yon, ganun po?
Actually, lahat mahirap. Lahat mahirap. Wala akong masasabi na naging madali, lalo na nung nag-uumpisa pa lang kami ng kabataan. Pero hindi ko siya tinignan na mahirap kasi anak mo mahal mo. So, kahit na anong hirap pa yan, kakayanin. One time, hindi ko alam sa buhay ko, nito ko na lang nalaman noong nagkaaroon ako ng anak na may autism. Noong ko lang nalaman na sobrang pagod pala ay nagiging cause ng trangkaso. Kasi hindi ko naranasan sa buhay ko na trangkasuhin ako sa sobrang pagod. Pero sa kanya, twice kong naranasan niya sa sobrang hyper niya. Sa SM yun that time. Lahat ng mga display doon, talagang inaagapan ko yan dahil lahat siya ikakalat niya, tatakbo siya ng tatakbo. So yun, inaagapan ko yun. Ako lang naman ang makakakontrol sa kanya. Hindi naman alam ng mga ibang kamag-anak ko kung paano siya i-handle. So lahat ako yun. So naranasan ko na lagnatin, trangkasuhin sa sobrang pagod. Naranasan ko ding lumuha na walang luha. Sa sobrang, kumbaga, naubos na yung luha ko, no? So, ang dami. So, naranasan ko din na halos gulapay ako, hindi ako makatayo para kumain, pero gutom na gutom ako. So, hanggang sa sinusubuan na lang ako ng mister ko sa higaan. So, yun. Marami, pero hindi ko tinignan yun na ako'y napagod or nainis ako or nahirapan ako. Lahat kasi yun ginawa ko para sa kanya. Dahil alam kong tanging yun lang ang makakatulong sa kanya para mag-develop yung kanyang behavior. Yun po.
Okay po, thank you. Alam ko sinabi ko last, pero super last na to na question. Di ba parang...
kahit marami pa, sige.
Di ba parang yung mga may final pa, tapos may dagdag na final.
Okay
Anyway, what advice po ang masabi nyo for people who have loved ones with autism or sa mga taong kailangan ng how people who want to interact with people with autism aside from loved ones namin, autism o hindi?
Okay. So, kung paano nila tatanggapin ba? Tama ba? Kasi medyo malayo, parang malayo yung boses mo sa mic.
Ay, sorry po kasi laptop mic po. Alright. What advice po can you give for people who have loved ones with autism or dealing with people with autism po?
Okay. So, yun. Kagaya siguro ng ginawa ko, based on my experience na lang, sabi nga nung kapatid ko, nandyan na yan. Sino pa ba ang magmamahal dyan kundi tayo? So, kung mamahalin natin siya, dapat mas higit, mas doble doon sa typical na bata dahil mas higit niya na kailangan yun. So, kagaya, ako hindi ko naman to masisisi yung mga kagaya ko na pinagdaanan ko to. Minsan nahiya tayo, minsan tayo parang ikinahiya ang anak natin. Natural yan. Minsan mo tinanong ang Diyos, minsan mo sinisi ang sarili mo. Natural po yan na pagdadaanan nyo. Pero, sabi nga, pagdadaanan lang, hindi tatambayan, ipaprocess po natin. Awareness is number 1. Alam mo ba na ang anak mo ay kakaiba sa mga typical na bata? Number 2, nalaman mo na kakaiba siya, may ginawa ka ba? In-accept mo ba? Kasi kung ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, hindi mo i-accept yung kamag-anak mo o anak mo na may autismo, may kondisyon, sino pa ang tatanggap dyan? Lagi ko nga sinasabi, kung hindi ngayon, kailan mo pa tatanggapin na may kondisyon ang anak mo or may autismo? At kung hindi ikaw, sino pa? Ikaw na magulang, ikaw na nanay na nagluwal sa kanya, hindi mo siya tatanggapin. Sa tingin mo ba, tatanggapin siya ng ibang tao? And, accommodation. Ibigay mo yung proper care, yung kailangan niya. Kasi sabi ko nga, hindi ito sakit eh. Hindi ito lagnat na po pwede mong bigyan lang siya ng paracetamol, gagaling na. Hindi ito isang sakit na pag pina-opera mo, maaaring mawala yung kanyang dinaramdam, tapos na. Hindi eh. Lifetime. So, kailangan mong i-accept sa sarili mo na ganyan siya at habang buhay na ganyan siya, mamamatay siya na ganyan siya, ang kailangan yung pagmamahal mo at yung nandiyan siya. Para doon papasok yung acceptance na tinatawag na talagang natanggap mo na siya na buong buo, na kahit na ipagsigawan mo na, dati nahihiya ka pero ngayon pwede mo na ipagsigawan sa buong mundo na may anak ako na autismo. Anak ko ay may autismo. Before nahihiya ako sa reunion, sa ganyan, hindi ko siya maisama, hindi ako makapagsalita about doon sa kondisyon ng anak ko. Pero ngayon, kahit hindi ko kakilala ang tao, kahit hindi naman niya tinatanong, minsan ako pa yung proud na may anak ako na may autismo. Kinukwento ko bakit? Kasi yung development, yung milestones niya na hindi sasabihin ng iba, walang pag-asa yan, ganyan na yan, mamamatay na yan. No, nasa atin po yung pag-asa nila. Kasi alam niyo kung minsan, sinasabi ko nga, minsan tayo pa ang may kondisyon. Pag tayo ay tinamad, pag tayo pinahinaan ng loob, ano ang maituturo natin sa kanya? Wala. Kasi para silang sponge. Na kung ano man ang basa dyan o tubig, i-absorb lang nila yun. Pero pag walang tubig sila na i-absorb, wala talaga mangyayari. Tuyo pa rin sila. So, nasa atin, huwag natin ikahiya, tanggapin natin ng buong buo. Kasi kung tatanggapin natin sila ng buong buo, pati yung lipunan na kanilang ginagalawan, na lagi natin ina-advocacy yan, na someday, matanggap yung mga taong may autismo sa lipunan na kanilang ginagalawan. Hindi sila ituturing na alien, na kakaiba, na labas sila sa lipunan na kanilang ginagalawan. Kung hindi, kasama sila, sila ay kabilang. Kaya nga, tama-tama ang inyong programa, ang inclusion. Sila ay kabilang. Yun na ibig sabihin nun. So sana dumating ang panahon, itong ating interview na to, lagi ko sinasabi, sana makarating din sa ibang lugar, sa ibang bansa, kung saan man ito makakarating, ang pagtanggap sa taong may autismo ang pangunahing pangangailangan nila. Maramdaman nila na sila ay katanggap-tanggap sa lipunan na ating ginagalawan at yun din naman ay lipunan nila. At sana marami ang tumanggap sa kanila. At someday, sana maging kaisa natin sila.
Wow! Ma'am Ching for President 2028.
Ang galing po. Talaga.
Sobra.
Speechless.
Pwede na mag-run for President.
Ang dami po naming natutunan. Gaya nga po ng sinabi niyo no, kung mahal niyo po yung isang tao, kahit ano man po kondisyon niya, gagawin mo po lahat para masuportahan po siya, no. Tsaka natuwa rin po ako sa inyo kasi ang gaya po ng sinabi niyo, kapag po, para pong sponge, ganon, yung pagka wala kang ibinigay, wala silang ma-absorb, wala silang pong matututunan. Sa inyo po, ang dami pong na-absorb ng anak nyo. Kahit na gano'n man po kaliit po yan, na-absorb niya and nag-improve po siya, nag-develop. Ang dami pong nangyari maganda sa kanya.
Yes. Thank you.
So,
Thank you din po. Sobrang thank
So,
you
yan lang.
po for your... Sorry po. Go, Miki.
Sige, sir.
Alright, so sobrang thank you po ma'am for your time, for your questions. Your answers are really inspiring, and as someone with autism myself, sobrang nakaka-relate na yung mga therapy, mga ginagampanan niya, mga strengths and weaknesses niya. No, kahit mahilig ako magluto, meron tamad. Joke. Anyway.
Okay lang yan. At least marunong ka magluto, di ba?
Yeah, of course. Pero all in all, sobrang relate po ako talaga to your answers, and pretty soon I really want to taste your daughter's food, and I really want to meet your daughter in real life pretty soon.
Ay, ako. Gusto natin yan. At gusto ko din naman talagang makadaupang palad yung mga adult autism kasi yun ang gusto ko. Kasi sa YouTube, lagi natin napapakinggan ang nagsasalita mga foreigner na adult autism. Wala pa akong, madalang ako makarinig ng mga Pilipino. So, ayan, natutuwa ako at napabilang ako sa grupo ninyo na marami-rami, mangilan-ngilan yung mga nasa spectrum, no? So, tuwan-tuwa ako doon.
Alright. Yes po, ma'am. Anyway po, for now po, we'd like to thank you po for your time with us here in this seminar. So, as we move on, would you like to say a few parting words po, Miyuki, to our first speaker of the day?
Actually, nasabi ko naman na po kanina. So, thank you very much po for all the informations na binigay niyo sa amin. Ako po kasi actually, wala naman po akong disability. Nandito po ako as a volunteer. And as being part here today, marami po akong natutunan sa inyo po. Sa lahat ng knowledge na binigay niyo, talaga na-absorb ko po yun. So, thank you very much po. And thank you rin po sa time niyo kahit na busy po kayo today and nagkaroon pa rin po kayo ng time para sa amin para po ma-share yung story niyo. Thank you po.
Kasi lagi naman ako may time. Basta pagka may anything na or someone na nag-ask sa akin, kung pwedeng i-share ko yung story ng aming anak, game na game ako dyan. Kahit na kagabi mo lang ako sinabi, sasalang mo ako ngayong umaga, sige, okay lang sa akin yan. Kasi nasa puso ko yan, so talaga naman ma-share mo yan. And siguro pahabol lang, sana, lagi ko din panawagan, kung sino man nasa gobyerno o makakarinig nito o nasa posisyon o kahit wala sa posisyon, sana maging laban natin to na hindi lang yung mga ibang sektor ang nabibigyan natin talaga. Bigyan din natin ng pagtuunan din natin ng pansin yung mga nakatago na mga hindi natin nakikita. Kasi ang alam natin, pag sinabi natin na persons with disability, na alam lang natin physical na disability na kondisyon. Pero hindi natin alam, meron pa pala masigit na nakatago sa mga yung mga psychosocial na condition. Like autism, DBT, mga may D sa dulo. Ang Down syndrome kasi nakikita yan kasi physical yan. Ang cerebral, ganun din. Pero autism, titignan mo siya as typical na tao, pero hindi mo alam, meron pala siya autism, meron pala siya ADHD. So, yun yung panawagan ko, na sana mabigyan din ng pansin yung mga kagaya na nila, na hindi lang yung iilan ang nabibigyan, kundi pati, especially sila, mabigyan ng pagkakataon na mapagtuunan ng pansin para magawa sila ng batas or may batas man anuhin pa natin, palawakin pa natin at yung mga pribilehiyo dahil hindi po biro ang therapy, ang gastusan sa therapy at neurodevelopmental doctors, eskwelahan at yung mga iba pa nila activities. So sana lang po makarating po ito kung saan man ito makarating, panawagan po ito lalo na sa mga nakaupo. Lalo na ngayon. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, thank you po. Sobrang thank you po. One virtual round of applause for our first speaker po, Ma'am Ching Marzo.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Ma'am.
Right.
Esperanza Ching Marzo. So, after this, we will now continue to our next speaker po. So, our next speakers are brothers with autism. They are both Special Olympic Pilipinas athletes and athlete leaders. The older sibling represented Team Philippines in powerlifting at the 2019 Special Olympics World Game in Abu Dhabi, UAE. Also, he works as an HR assistant at Bounty Agro Ventures Incorporation since 2020 and loves superheroes and robotics. He is also into music and acting, while his younger sibling is a gamer and a dancer who also loves baking and painting. He dreams to be a voice actor in Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Henry and Derek Munarriz.
Henry was a very interesting character. He had so much to say about like whatever topic he was into, whether it was reincarnation or My Little Ponies or like whatever TV show he was watching recently. He could tell you like in detail everything that happened, and he could tell you how like his relationship with each of the characters in those shows are, stuff like that.
Standing here, eyes on the horizon, side by side, the wind is blowing in our eyes. We're not afraid, we're breathing slowly. This is home, this is what defines me from right here. I thought of being famous for everything, like music, technology, the movies, everything. When I say that I want to be like a Mavro, a Sledge, and a Galvanax, well, I didn't mean to be evil like them. I meant like a, I just meant like Mavo, the dad of Rock and Vicar, Sledge in Love, and Galvanax Fame. Well, yeah, that's why I want my life to be all three of them at once, because Master Xandrex, his life is none of them, just an evil army taking over the world. They're all Power Ranger villains. We are unbreakable. We are unbreakable. We are unbreakable.
Derek, on the other hand, is not as vocal, not as expressive, and it takes like a lot of time to really connect with him. Like you really have to work hard to even just be able to have a conversation. What's your name?
I'm Derek,
How old are you?
17,
What do you like to do?
but I have my own look-alike.
What do you like to do?
That video game.
You like to play video games?
Like a look-alike.
Come on, Derek. Nobody will understand it. You're not talking right, huh?
What do you mean he's not talking right?
He's just
Okay,
saying the words
if you
wrong,
remember,
right?
I'll say what is right.
It's just that, man, he just wants everybody to show what his fun is. Like Unikitty, Just Dance, everything, whatever he loves. Oh, man, there it is again.
Well, their relationship is very unique. Henry loves Derek so much, but you can't really see it in like the typical forms of love where he would like give gifts or like, you know, whenever you'd ask Henry about his dreams, Derek was in each one of his dreams. What do you like about Derek?
Oh, I haven't thought of anything. Like, man, it's just that he has autism always repeats, and he annoyed me sometimes. Like, that's why I began to think of us as Shrek and Donkey.
Well, there's a saying that if you meet one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. Kids with autism all have very different like manifestations of the condition, but generally those with autism have difficulty socializing. Like, I think that's one thing that's quite common. It's not that they don't want to socialize, but the condition is somewhat of like a hindrance. So it just takes like a lot of time and effort for you to like really get to them. But you know, they're worth all the effort when it comes to like trying to get to know them.
All right. That was really inspiring. Thank you, Henry and Derek, for your wonderful video. So as we wait for our interpreter, let's give our comments about the video. And I really like that we're given a glimpse into the life of these super athletes. Sorry, hello again. All right, from the top. Thank you again to our brothers, Derek and Henry Munarriz, for that wonderful video. So we're given a glimpse into their life, aside from all the powerlifting that Henry does on the stadium. We're given into life of how people with autism, like them, it's really interesting. And what their former teacher says. Oh, they have a second video. Wait, where is that? They do have a second video. So before we move on, let's look at it first.
These two brothers have autism, and they're both Special Olympics athlete leaders. Henry is 23 years old and aspires to be a hero. He wants to become an actor, singer, and a maker for things that will help people have comfortable lives. Derek is 22 years old. He loves to dance and play video games. He's a talented cook and baker who wants to become a prolific artist and a voiceover actor. He may not communicate much, but he is a resourceful tech geek.
Hi, my name is Derek, and today I'm going to show you how to moonwalk. So let's get started. First, use your left toe and your right leg to slide back. Then switch. Use your left leg to slide back and use your right toe and slide and switch. So let's do it. Slide, switch, slide, switch. See? Slide, switch, slide, switch. One more time. Slide, switch, slide, switch. See? So I'll show you. See? It works. So let's go one more time. And what do you think? That moonwalk's perfect. Thank you so much. Bye.
There are a lot of challenges in sports. Yet with its trials, there is so much to gain. Valuable life lessons that only our superhero brothers can process and call as their own experience. Our superhero brothers participated in the 2019 Special Olympics World Games in Abu Dhabi. It wasn't cheap, nor was it easy, but their mother was determined to give them an experience that would definitely change them in great ways. Henry participated as a powerlifter while Derek participated as family support. Yet both boys learned independence in their own separate ways. Henry lived with his team for 2 whole weeks while Derek was a remote observer to his brother Skyland. Both boys learned how big the world can be in that short span of time as they met and engaged with athletes from different countries. They learned about stress and took steps at learning to focus and stay alert. They learned how to be happy for their other teammates. They learned that teammates and coaches and spectators also means friends. They learned that they have a message and that there's so many people willing to listen and to know their stories. They learned that trying is just as important as winning. Most importantly, these opportunities of independence teaches them to be resourceful and confident. For the special families out there, our autism hero and autism ninja urge you to look into Special Olympics Pilipinas, because there's no greater joy for any parent than seeing their children happy and confident to take on the world.
Wow, that was absolutely magnificent. That was absolutely
So kung sa first video, nakita natin yung interaction between them. Dito naman pinakita yung interaction nila with other people outside their home. Diba po? So, nandoon na yung mga talent. Pinakita nila kung paano nila ginagawa yung mga talent nila, how they showcase their talents, and how did they blend with the society nga. Sabi nga ng diba po? So how about you, Sir CJ?
And I really appreciate that their primary skills, especially Henry powerlifting, he's good. He knows how to build up confidence, his timing in lifting these weights and all that. And I really appreciate our special World Olympics. Aside from him and Derek, I pray and hope that Derek will join his brother on the world stage once Special Olympics World Games 2023 comes along in Berlin. And really, it's a really wonderful thing to have them with us for this webinar. And you will get to meet them later in our Q&A. I hope, my only wish that I will ask them, I hope they met our first gold medalist, Hidilyn Diaz, who is also a power lifter. And a woman at that. So these amazing people in our society help lift the Philippines metaphorically and literally onto the world stage. Now let's move on to our next and final speaker, who is also a Special Olympics Pilipinas athlete and athlete leader. He represented Team Philippines in Special Olympics local, national, and international games. He loves sports, cooking, creating crafts, and selling them to earn. His dream is to work in a radio station or TV network so he can earn and help his mother. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Robin Cunanan. Tech team, roll VTR.
Hi.
Hello, sorry, hello.
Hi.
Hello po, Robin. You look nice in that grad pic.
Yes. Good.
Good afternoon, Sir Robin.
Oh, good afternoon, sir.
Pag finish na, ito may line. Pag another picture, ito na.
Abang. That's a fact.
Oh, sige na po.
Sige. Hi. My name is Robin Andrew Cunanan. I was born in the year January 25, 1994. I was raised by my mom only. I never knew my father. Growing up was an adventure for me and my mom. She is a health worker at a government hospital. My grandmother helped take care of me until she left for the USA. I was 4 years old. In my toddler years, my grandma noticed that there was something different about me. So she told my mom to have me checked. I was diagnosed with autism at age 3. At age 5, my grandmother left for America, and my mom no longer had anyone to help her take care of me. My mom took the night shift in the hospital so she could bring me to school during the day. Then she would bring me to the hospital, where she works at let nurses on break take turns taking care of me. I slept in the hospital's break room every night while my mom worked during the night. My mom is a real hero. Growing up was not easy. My own relatives ridiculed me and laughed at my mom for have been a son like me. My neighbors tease me when I go out. At first, I did not mind them, but they continued taunting me until I learned to fight back. There was a time when I would get so angry that I learned to fight back by hurting them. I know that is not good, so I tried to stop myself and focus on something else. In Instead of treating me like a baby, my mom taught me to be independent. I learned how to do chores at home. I learned how to do my schoolwork on my own. I cook, do the laundry, and water my mom's plants while she is at work. I know my mom works very hard, so I make sure to prepare her meals and hot bath water so everything it's ready when she gets home from work. My journey in Special Olympics started when I was 7 and I excel in the sport of bocce. Bocce is like bowling on a grass or carpet. I also learn other sports like basketball, badminton, and dancing. In Special Olympics, we are encouraged to try different sports and discover our abilities. I also got to travel to many places because of Special Olympics. I compete in bocce in Brunei, Singapore, Jakarta, and Australia. I also represented of SOP in youth leadership summits in Singapore and Greece. I am also a Special Olympics athlete leader. I deliver speeches and share my story to inspire other people. I also lead exercise and activities. With the help of Special Olympics, I learned to be more independent. I discovered I have many abilities. I learned to believe in myself. I also gained friends and coaches who accept, love, and support me. In school, I learned to make homemade baskets, bags, and barrels. I make lots of them during Christmas and sell them to earn money. I also compete in the several palaro pabansa games in bocce. And I also got to be a model in the Special Collection fashion show. I graduated high school last year. I love antique radio and my dream is to become a DJ or newscaster. Please watch this video and I hope you will be inspired by me and my mom. See me as I am. Look at my abilities and not my disabilities. Choose to include every day.
Si Robin po ay may autism. May problema sila sa kanilang socialization. Yung verbal and non-verbal communication nila ay may problema din. At yung kanilang behavior like repetitive and restricted behavior. Ang una-una kong nakita sa kanya, wala siyang eye contact. Medyo nalungkot ako na mother ko, sobrang nadi-disappoint din kasi nga nakikita niya yung behavior ng anak ko. Siyempre, family ko yun, na nadi-depress din sila.
I am number one very proud. I am Global Youth Ambassador during to Special Olympics to representatives, Philippines in UN Hour for Global Youth Activation Summit through Special Olympics World Summer Games Athens, Greece. I am travel compete in the first Bang Brunei 2008 is two gold medal, one bronze medal. I am sports celebrity. I am rising star. You number one and famous overall champion. The project great king.
Very proud ako na ipakita ko sa kanila na may pag-asa. Yung mga dating nakakilala kay Robin, ngayon pag makikita nila si Robin, hindi sila makapaniwala doon. Sana, tuwan din natin yung mga anak natin sa kanilang mga mangarap. Malaking bagay ang special ability. Nagbago yung buhay niya. Discipline. Yun. Tapos, naging independent siya. Malaking bagay yun. Nung magkakaroon sila ng confidence sa sarili niya, kaya ko rin palang gawin yun.
Special Olympics changed my life.
Yes, thank you very much, Sir Robin, for showcasing us your wonderful story. And also, napakaganda na lahat ng pinakita nyo ngayong araw. Katulad ng kila Derek and Henry kanina, yung life nila within their house, on how they help their parents, napakita nyo at talagang natuwa kami lang kasi despite your limitations, napaka-talented nyo pa rin and handa kayong tumulong at bigyan ng attention ang mga nangangailangan sa inyo. And so, for Sir Chris, may gusto ka bang sabihin for Sir Robin's video?
And yes, that's right, Mr. Robin. It's really nice to see your video being displayed and to hear from you as well. Your video is inspiring po, and really appreciated that despite your condition, you're able to, you and your mom, through your hard work and dedication and the hope, you are able to even change the viewpoints of your relatives, from them who believe you couldn't do it, to them supporting you all the way. And not just them, you should really thank the people who supported you, because you really make us, not just the Filipinos, but also the Filipino special community proud. So, saludo po kami sa inyo. A virtual round of applause for Robin Cunanan, if you can. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. Sige, sir.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So thank you so much, Sir Robin. So, and to all our guests that are done sharing their stories today. So now you may type your questions at the chat box if you have any questions you would like to be answered by Sir Henry, Sir Derek, and Sir Robin. We will tackle that later after our commercial. So just type it on the Facebook Live chat box. We will read it after our commercial. So yes, Sir Christian.
All right. Let's pause for a while and take a break for a few commercials. We have a Q&A format for all our speakers after this, so stay tuned. See you later in a while. Alright po, good afternoon everyone. Welcome back. First of all, let's wait for our speakers to see if they're still available to join the Q&A. Tech team.
Just wait. Okay.
Okay. It's
They will ask you a question.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Derek and Henry. We watched your video and you were inspired. To Robin, thank you for welcome back. Thank you. And thank you for Coach K for joining us as well from Special Olympics. So now, before we get to hear our virtual audience ask you a few more questions, let's first hear from me first because I have a few questions to ask you po. So, to Henry, Derek, and Robin, sino lang po mauna magsalita? Okay. What is the biggest challenge that you accepted as someone with autism po? Ano po yung pinakamalaking challenge sa inyo bilang people with autism po? So, anyone can answer here if you want.
It's
Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Okay.
okay. I like myself.
Okay.
Other people are weird.
Okay. Anyone else po? Robin and Henry?
Do you have any challenges?
What?
No.
Yes.
No?
Yes, Robin. So, ano po yung pinakamalaking challenge niyo bilang person with autism?
I got nothing.
Robin, nadidinig mo ba?
Yan, Robin, narinig mo pa?
Robin? Parang hindi ata narinig. Robin! O, nakamute siya. Nakamute siya. Robin, unmute ka? Hindi ka namin nadidinig? Meron ba itong remote pa to? Remote. Robin?
Hey.
Click mo yung... Hi, Derek. I'm here.
Hello.
He's back.
Okay.
Robin. Yan. Okay, yan. Good. Answer.
So, answer po. Ano po yung biggest challenge niyo po? Ano po yung pinakamalaking pagsubok niyo po bilang autism? Person with autism po.
Okay. Being independent.
Yeah.
Okay. Being independent. Okay. It gets boring around the house sometimes. I miss going out for Special Olympics events.
Yeah, that's true. I really miss you guys. I really miss the times when you used to go out kasi pandemic nga eh. 2 years nakakramp po tayo dito. And before we move on, any other answers you'd like to share with us po?
Siguro yung tanong mo, no, CJ, ano yung challenge nila nung pandemic? Tama ba?
Yes po, thank you. Thank you. Pwede rin po, bilang person with autism, ano po yung pinakamalaking challenge niyo po bilang person with autism?
Oo, siguro bigyan ko lang ng konting sagot kasi mukhang nagkakaroon ng tech challenges din sila.
Yes po.
Doon sa mga athletes namin na may autism, hirapin sila kasi laging nasa bahay. Kasi may routine, di ba? May routine, may alam dati, parang alam nila ganitong araw, may training sila sa sports, ibang araw pupunta sila sa therapy or sa school or mag-work, tapos biglang nabago lahat, di ba? So, alam naman natin ang isang taong may autismo, medyo gusto nila yung may routine, may plano, naka-schedule. So, pag may nagbabago, biglang nagbabago, di ba? Pag biglaan, medyo nakakagulo, di ba? Maski naman tayo, di ba? Magulo. Parang nahirapan tayo. So siguro yun yung pinaka-adjustment sa kanila. Nagbago yung routine, nagbago yung schedule na walang preparation, tapos nasa bahay lang sila. Hindi sila pwedeng lumabas. So yun yung pinakamahirap. Nawala lahat ng dati nilang ginagawa. Yeah, yun lang yung pinaka-main.
Okay. Anything else po from our esteemed speakers po before we move on? Or Coach, can you move on na po?
Yeah, of course.
Okay po. Actually, po yung pandemic question, yun yung second question po eh. Yung first hard lockdown po, paano po yung life niyo during those days po? Ganun po. Ang tatanungin niyo po. So, sa lockdown po, paano niyo ginawa? How did you work it out?
Robin, narinig mo yung question, Robin?
Narinig niyo po?
Yeah.
I think
Kwento mo ano
he wants to
nangyari
speak
nung...
po.
Yeah, oo. Robin, go ahead.
Kasi sad, walang labas sa bahay. Walang kain sa mall. Walang practice. Ako yan, help kulan yan, mami, sa house kasi duty yan. Sa hospital. Scare yan. Scare yan. Virus kasi health worker. Yan, si mami.
Okay, anyone else po? Derek and Henry?
Inclusion for me is
No, they're asking about the pandemic. Did you have a hard time?
Yeah. Well,
You didn't go to work.
yeah, that.
See,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we couldn't go to work.
and I missed
So what do you do po?
What's your job?
All I can do is just
What's your job title?
HR assistant in Bavi, and also all I can do is just work at home with a service unit and head to every supermarket for price monitoring.
All right. Okay. Now I've got to any other questions, any other answers from you guys before we can move on? Coach K, you want to say something about your time as well?
Okay. Yeah, so yun nga, na-mention ko na kanina yung na-change ng routine. Pero siguro sa part ng Special Olympics, dahil may training kami nun every week, we shifted right away to virtual trainings. So ganoon na lang kasi walang ibang way, hindi pwede lumabas. So yun, gumawa kami ng mga training online, virtual trainings. Noong una mahirap kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao marunong mag-Zoom or may capacity na mag-Zoom, may phone. Iba, walang phone, walang tablet. Mahirap din sa phone kasi maliit lang. But, nakakatawa. Of course, kasi kailangan mag-adapt tayong lahat, di ba? Hindi lang naman yung mga may taong may kapansanan, but lahat tayo. So, nakakatawa kasi sila, nag-adapt sila. And eventually, nasanay na sila mag-virtual training, mag-login mag-isa. So, meron din siyang positive, may naging positive outcome din naman yung magiging lockdown natin. Yun.
Okay. Thank you po. And so, this next question po is twofold because this is for all our speakers. So this org that brought you this little webinar is called Hands in Inclusion. And my question, the first part of my question is this. What is inclusion po for you guys? Ano po ang inclusion para sa inyo?
So there, go.
Inclusion for me is feeling safe to be myself while working, playing, and living with other people.
Henry and Robin?
Okay. Yeah, being independent.
Robin, your mic is muted po. I think you would like to speak. Sorry po, Derek. Let's hear from Robin first.
I watched Captain.
Sama-sama yan. Lahat may disabilities at walang disability. Pantay-pantay, no discrimination. Tignan niyo ang aming ability, no, not our disability.
Tama. Tama nga. Because before when I was in college, I used to join Ateneo Speed. We usually say see the ability and not the disability. So you three are prime examples of that. Henry, do you have any answer po? What is inclusion for you?
Being independent. Yeah, oh yeah, to be myself.
Yes.
Magandang love.
All right. Anyway, let's move on to the second part. Now, we've asked this before with Mami, with our first speaker, but let me ask you this. How do you show inclusion as people with autism? How do you show inclusion to other people as well with autism?
It's me, yeah.
Paano po maging inclusive? Is my question okay, or I can scrap that?
Steven!
Okay naman yung question mo, CJ. Siguro, dagdagan ko lang yan para
Yes po, thank you.
Robin!
Thank you.
Robin! Welcome. Robin, paano tayo nagiging inclusive sa Special Olympics? Anong ginagawa mo? Anong ginagawa natin para mag-promote ng inclusion?
Yes po.
Kanina lang
Thank you
meron
po.
tayong ginawa. Kanina lang meron tayong activity, di ba? Kwento mo.
Participate.
Robin?
Right. Unified sports. Oh yeah, unified sports. Got it.
Unified sports?
Yeah. Robin, kanina, ano yung ginawa natin kaninang umaga? Nakamute ka ulit.
Papag-exercise o magpa-practice.
Sino kasama?
If you participate. Yeah.
Sino kasama?
Ayun. Sa
yung
ayun Sandali, coach.
Kanina, sino kasama natin? Puro athletes lang ba? Puro Special Olympics athletes? Di ba may kasama tayo kanina?
Yung lahat.
Kasama natin yung UANP.
Yung UAAP Paros.
Paros, yun. So, ano yun? Kanina nagka-activity kami ng
Nagka-activity siya. Pag-Zumba.
Inclusive Zumba. Kasama yung
Inclusive Zumba. And your sports.
And sports. Yeah. Tama. Henry, I think you wanted to add about unified sports. You can add, share na. What do you do in unified sports?
I play with people with no disability.
Again, louder? Sorry.
I play with those without disabilities.
Yeah, narinig na CJ.
Yes po, thank you so much. And thank you also Coach K for correcting me. Sorry po. I'm so Derek and Henry and Robin, kung di niyo alam, I am also part of you. I also have autism. I would be able to share my story right now, but this isn't my webinar, and I've already done that last April 2. I have to ask you Steve, I can share it anyway. But I digress. We have some questions for the audience as well, So primarily from Sir Billy, and who is also an HNI member. For Sir Robin, how do you manage to avoid distractions before playing bocce? Or paano mo sorry po, I am not a fluent Filipino speaker. English is my first language. Paano niyo nag-manage yung mga distractions? Parang how do you focus or concentrate po before playing bocce?
Okay. So, I wait. Focus lang. Maglalalo siya.
Robin, paano ka daw hindi nadi-distract? Paano ka nakaka-focus sa bocce?
Magpo-focus ng maglalaro. Yung gitna.
Paano ka nakaka-focus?
Practice. Yung mga kalabang, mga tao, hindi titini mga tao, hindi papapansin siya. Laro yan.
Anything else po? Or you're good na po, Sir Robin? Okay, I think let's move on muna to our next question. From KL Fernandez. Anyone can answer this. Ano pong masasabi nyo about inclusivity dito po sa Pinas? Any observations po or personal experience? Anyone po can answer, Derek, Henry, and Robin.
Pwede rin bang magsagot yung mommies nila na nasa tabi nila?
Yes po. Let's also meet the people who help them get to where they are. So to the moms of Derek, Robin, and Henry. Sorry, Derek, Henry, and Robin. If you're here po, hello po, ma'am. Ano pong masasabi niyo po sa inclusivity dito po sa Pinas? Any observations po or personal experience?
I think generally people are just afraid because they don't understand. They don't make that effort to understand people with autism or with disability. They seem to be afraid of their own kindness. Diba? That's what I notice. I don't think people are generally bad or discriminatory. I think they just aren't aware. And they don't think there's a value in being aware. But there is. Because inclusion, whatever equality you're fighting for, whether it's racial equality, economic equality, gender equality, age equality, if there is such a thing on that one, it's all the same. It's all about just being kind and being understanding of the other person's position.
Thank you po, ma'am.
I think Filipinos are just afraid.
Yeah, I guess so. Coming from someone who is also in the spectrum as well. Yes, I was diagnosed. My mom knew about it as early as 2.
We will go to cafe or not?
Yeah, si May, sorry. I went off track again.
No. Always.
No
If
worries.
you want, Derek Henry, would you like to share po?
What do you have? Do you have anything? What do you notice in the Philippines with regards to
Yeah, so it's inclusive
how
inclusion
other
of people
people
here.
interact with you?
Beats me.
We don't know. You're not aware.
Yeah, all I can think of is the way they live like villagers, and I rather take life the worth of modern like a city.
You prefer. You don't like things conservative. You like things modern.
Yeah, but I want everyone to live like that because when will that pass?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll wait for it.
Alright.
That's his analogy. He thinks everybody is old-fashioned when it comes to inclusion. We need to get on with the times.
I guess po, I can agree naman eh. It'll take a while po before we really find ourselves to like avoid these like racism, sexism, all these prejudices before na ma-eradicate natin. It will really take time. And especially towards towards different issues po, especially concerning our sector of society po. So let's move on to our next question po for now. For Sir Henry po, what makes you motivated when at work? So you're being may know what your work is again?
Well, it makes me.
What's your work? What's your title?
HR assistant.
Where?
In Bounty Agroventures Incorporated.
Okay, what keeps you motivated?
Yeah, and the way it keeps me motivated, it's where I learn to be independent.
Your ideas are heard, right?
Yeah.
Your ideas are heard.
Yeah, my ideas are heard.
Yep.
They ask you questions when it comes to projects.
Mm-hmm.
Hit.
It comes to work when they add me projects.
Okay.
Very well. Well said, Sir Henry. And I hope as an HR assistant, you get to help other people and welcome other people who are in your wonderful company. Maybe I can send my resume if I have.
Anything? This resume? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I just. I will think about it in the future. I just. But if you're open to any IT positions, just let me know. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's move on to our next speaker. Next question. Sorry. This once again is for KL Fernandez. From any speaker, Sir Robin, Derek, and Henry, you can answer this po. And it's okay po if it's okay po. Even Coach K can answer. Sir Robin, it's okay lang po if you can also invite your mom na rin if you want. Again po, for any of the speakers, what are common misconceptions about autism that you want to address? Like, how do you explain common misconceptions po about autism? Probably even stigma if you want. Anyone can answer. You can raise your hand, answer, or you can take the mic.
Iniisip pa nila yung sagot nila, so ako na lang muna.
Sige po, Coach K.
So siguro, ang pinaka-main tanong, usually, kasi special ed teacher din ako. So yung mga usually, pag nalalaman nilang nasa Special Olympics ako or I'm a special education teacher, ang lagi sinasabi, di ba yung may mga autism, sila yung nananakit, sila yung nagwawala, sila yung, yung mag-isa lang, lagi lang naka-stare sa space. So siguro yung common misconception is na lahat sila ganon. So hindi naman lahat sila ganon at hindi naman palaging ganon. Sabi nga, di ba, parang when you've met one person with autism, you've only met one person with autism. So yung gusto natin na maging klaro sa lahat ay ang mga individuals with autism, sila ay kaya nilang maabot kung ano man ang gusto nilang kayang abutin. Diba? Hindi sila hanggang dito lang. They can, they can achieve so many things, they can learn so many things, and be great in so many things. They can be great friends also. Marami akong friends na with autism. So yun yung mga misconception na hindi sila kaya makipagkaibigan o makipag-relation, di ba? Maraming yun na nga, yung sabi ni Mommy na hindi kasi aware yung ibang tao. So it's good that you have these webinars kasi para ma-educate yung ibang tao na marami silang maibibigay sa atin. Marami silang they are really great people, mga taong with autism. So, huwag kayong matakot na makipagkaibigan sa taong may autism. Get to know them. If you're scared, then read about their yung condition nila, and join.
Coach Ki, I think you might have cut in the middle of the what you said earlier.
Matanggal yung mga misconceptions.
Yes.
Yun. Parang nakatak, pero sana narinig na.
Okay lang po. I mean, it's raining on my ending, so probably the internet might not be a bit wonky, but we'll manage. Yes, ma'am.
One misconception, I think it's, as you notice, like Derek right now, he's looking elsewhere. Henry is also looking elsewhere. A lot of people think na nasa sarili silang mundo. But I think what people don't see is that, well, hindi lang naman autism, no? Other disabilities, they have what you call sensory integration disorder. They cannot use their physical senses in the same way as neurotypical people do. Some of their senses would be heightened, or some of their other senses would be lacking. But they're able to make do with that. Like, for example, Derek cannot look at the camera, but he's listening. And he's very observant. So a lot of people think disconnected siya, may sarili siyang mundo. Oftentimes, pinag-uusapan siya kahit nandyan siya sa kwarto, as if he's a third person. Yung parang hindi siya part of the conversation. Pero he knows it's about him. He knows what people want to say. He may not be able to express it, but he can take it in. Same with this boy, actually. Same also with Henry. You may think that he's not paying attention, but he does have ideas running in his head, and it's running like a Ferrari, and it's so fast. They're there. They can be present in the way that, unfortunately, it's not the same as ours. But that doesn't make them any less any less. That doesn't make them any less. They're just different, and you just need to change your approach for them.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Robin, do you also want to answer po? If there are misconceptions po kung with regards to people with autism po like us. I think you are muted po. Yun.
Ito po. Nagbubuling. Ito pa. The number. Ito. Question mo. Yung again po pag speakers, what your deception.
Yes po.
Sana po pag-concede na lang.
Tomorrow first and what's next tomorrow on Monday.
Coach, papatanong.
Yung na po, yung parang misconception po. Ano bang sabihin niyo parang sa mga tao na sa tingin ng tao ngayon sa people with autism po, ano po ang gusto niyong maklaro o maklarify po o mapaliwanag po sa iba na na sa ano yung mga tingin nila sa mga taong may autism?
Palalagi ako yung bully-bully sa labas at sa jeep. Gaya-gaya nila ako yan. Sabi ko, bad yan. Dapat i-respect nila ako yan.
Tama nga, RESPECT, sabi nga ni Aretha Franklin, di ba? Alright. Anyway, for next question from Millicent Macuse. This question is for Derek. What do you do when you think you're misunderstood?
What do you do?
It's for him.
What about you?
Yes, and for Henry also.
Oh, all right.
Even Euro, we can speak up. I think this is a question that's aimed for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek repeat himself, right?
Already did?
Yeah. No, I mean, when people don't understand you, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
You repeat?
It's look.
You repeat, right? Until we get it?
Okay, let me show you.
No. Finish that.
I did?
Yeah. What about you, Kuya? If people don't understand you, what do you do?
Maybe I try to find other ways to communicate if words aren't enough.
Okay. Do you use your superheroes to illustrate the point? Do you use scenarios in your cartoons to help them see your point?
Well, yeah, everything I watch, they may not be real, but it is worth learning.
Yeah, and you use that for people to understand.
Yeah.
They have their own style of delivering their points.
And for Robin po, anong ginagawa niyo po is if other people don't understand you po?
Siyempre pag sa story yan, pagpamamahal, explain it, pag ako special yan.
Okay po. Right. So I think we can. All right. So we have 2 more questions po, but we can speed this up for now. I think you already answered na how do you with bullying. So sorry po, Mark Betita. You can look at the previous answers. I think kasi similar pa how do you deal with bullying is how do you misunderstood po or common misconceptions po. But anyway, have you seen, this one is extremely important. Do you watch Budoy or Miracle in Cell Number 7?
No.
Oh.
Say no.
No.
Okay. Kasi I think and the coaches and the moms and anyone can answer this. Have you seen representations po of people with autism po sa media and telly? Ano po yung masasabi tungkol rito? So, it's really about the representation that matters, no?
That's a challenge for filmmakers to do it because autism is never the same. Each person has a different way of expressing their autism kasi. So it's kind of a challenge. But if you're going to talk about Miracle Number 7, it's the way they're represented there is that people often take advantage of their disability. And I would know of some people with disabilities who are incarcerated for things that they didn't even do. Pero they were used as scapegoats. So that is a possibility there, and I'm pretty sure that is also a reality for some people with disabilities. And it's sad for me. That's sad. For Budoy, it's not the big picture, diba? They lost the point when Budoy became all of a sudden normal after a neurotypical after a hit on the head. that's when it became unrealistic. Diba? They missed the point. They created a character who's supposed to be having a disability, then all of a sudden, they didn't know how to represent people with autism. They went with something dramatic na lang instead. So for me, filmmakers are definitely challenged. If they're going to introduce a character with autism, that person has to have some value into the storyline. If I would suggest yung K-drama, what was the title?
The Good Doctor?
Not Be Okay. At least that
It's okay not to be okay.
at least that one is a little closer, and he's also integral because the hero's story is that he cannot move on with his life because his brother depended on him, and then towards the end, the brother found his own independence. Diba? For me, if they're going to portray people with disabilities in films or in TV, it has to be integral to the storyline.
Tama
So,
na.
TV critic tuloy ako. Naging TV critic tuloy ako.
Okay lang po actually, no? Like films like Rain Man, The Good Doctor, and TV shows like The Good Doctor nga, for example, no? Ganun din po ang representation nyo po. So, Coach K, Robin, anyone else po? Ano pong masasabi nyo po?
Alam mo pa, ano mo sa ang program, si Boyed, pinalabas ng special tatay, pinalabas sa GMA. Sana si Boyed, si Boyed at Aubrey, ang character ni Kenchan at si Rita Daniela.
Galing naman ni Robin.
Oo nga eh. Take note, I only know about this TV series by word of mouth, and I have not watched any of them except for Miracle in Cell number 7. But both the Korean and the Filipino version. And I tried not to cry. So I think for any other questions, other future questions po, yes, let's move on to Mark po. I think the answer na po, pero pwede naman po, how do you deal with bullying? This is our last question for today. Any other future questions po, you can course through Coach K, or you can course through Coach K on social media.
Remember it. Really? Mariana's birthday?
Talking about bullying. Well, Henry doesn't know when he's being bullied. I can see it, but they don't progress. They don't escalate because he's a big person. He's a big person, so matakot sila, diba?
Yes.
Derek, how he deals with bullying. Madali naman silang mag-move on from the bullying episode, but if they see that somebody is picking on them, he would make a sound to call another person's attention. Pero what's amazing is that they easily move on from that bullying. Parang they move on. That's what I like.
Kaya po, Robin, how do you deal po pag may bully? I think nasagot mo na yan earlier, pero you can share it us again po if you want. Sa mga bullies po, how do you deal with bullying?
Massage.
Massage. Interesting. Anything else for Robin or Coach K?
Oo, meron yan. May sagot yan si Robin. Robin, ano nangyari nung nabubuli ka? At anong ginawa mo?
Ay, binutos sa barangay. Sa sumbong sa barangay, ipinahuhuli siya. Yung mga sa mga bata pangit o mga huhuling siya, mahuhuli ng polisyan. Ito, papansa awit kasi kalokohan, ay parusahan siya, ako sasagot siya. At pakatanong na ako, yung it is bullying, bawal ng bullying, ipinapaglabas yan. Paglabag, be honest yan. Paglabag, at sa karapatan, it's human right. Right now.
Justice. Justisya. Thank you, Robin. Before we move on po, sorry for medyo personal digression po. Shout out ko po to my life coach, Miss Gina Nugid, who's watching us right now, to the people of my own inclusive school integrated center for the young. But I digress po. So hello po. I digress. Now, right now, since we wrap up with our certificate, with our Q&A, let's move on to presenting our certificates to the people, to you guys who made our webinar possible po. So, may we present the certificates po for our esteemed speakers. Oopsie. Ayun, our first certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Ma'am Esperanza Ching Marzo, who is not here, for participating as a speaker for IncluTalks and Aware for Autism, organized by Hazi Inclusion Pilipinas, given this 30th of April 2022, signed by co-project managers Carlos and Kanahashi and Lady Jane Florece, and signed by our President Sir Roylan Marlang. Our next certificate is proudly presented to Henry Munarriz. Thank you for participating as a speaker for IncluTalks, Aware for Autism, organized by Hazi Inclusion Pilipinas. Given this 30th of April 2022, co-signed by project managers Carlos Kanahashi and Lady Jane Florece, and our President Sir Roylan Marlang. Our next certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to his brother, Direk Munarriz, for participating as a speaker. Yes, thank you. For participating as a speaker for IncluTalks, Aware for Autism, organized by Hazi Inclusion Pilipinas, given this 30th of April 2022, co-signed by Carlos Kanahashi and Lady Jane Florece, our co-project managers, and our President, Sir Roylan Marlang. And last but not the least, we have a certificate of appreciation for Robin Cunanan for participating as a speaker for IncluTalks, Aware for Autism, organized by Hazi Inclusion Pilipinas, given this 30th of April 2022, co-signed by project managers Carlos Kanahashi and Lady Jane Florece, and signed by President Roylan Marlang. Thank you very much, speakers, for your time here. And before we close our webinar, we like to introduce our spokesperson, our man of the hour, the project manager of this event, and the soon-to-be graduate of the La Salle University College of St. Benito, Manila, Carlos Miguel Haveliana Kanahashi. If you're here, Paul, you may also do this live.
Oh, your watch time is...
Apologies, we have a last technical hiccup while we wait for our technical team to show our spokesperson's closing message and remarks. I think Carlos is here.
And Kanahan, to our speakers and to the Hands in Inclusion Pilipinas management, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the organization, I would like to thank everyone for your participation in our first webinar for this year, entitled IncluTalks, Aware for Autism. We have gained a better understanding about the testimonials of PWDs and also the advocates. Indeed, this activity will help us inspire our lives for PWDs during the celebration of World Autism Awareness Month. By the way, the essence of this webinar is to tell stories about the lives of PWDs. We, as members of this organization, will do the same thing. Even if you may have another opportunity, you should think that it is the time to meet them in all your life. Finally, on behalf of our organization, I would like to express my appreciation to all the participants for taking time out of your busy activities to attend the webinar, and to Special Olympics Pilipinas, Association for Adults with Autism Philippines, Autism Society Philippines, and Best Buddies Philippines. Thank you. It has been an honor to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to present my perspective before you all. Thank you and good afternoon. May God bless us all. Pagpalain po tayo ng buong kapal. Ngayong ikalima na anibersaryo, makatotohanang inklusyon, hangat buhay ang solusyon. Sa HNI, posible. HNI, God first.
We're gonna do some Star Wars illustrations.
All right. Thank you so much, Carlos, for delivering your closing remarks. And thank you, Carlos. Despite the hiccups that we experienced, we really pushed through with our first webinar, and we really heard people and their amazing stories. We thank you for our speakers for sharing their stories. Love, as people like me, as someone with autism, can relate po. So anyway, folks, that is a wrap for our first webinar called IncluTalks Aware for Autism. Please stay connected to our social media accounts that will be flashed on your screen. So if not, let me read them out if I can find them. You can follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Kumu, Instagram and WordPress, and of course on Facebook. So just find us there. I'll be looking for our accounts. Or if not, let's move on. So on behalf of Hands Inclusion Pilipinas, very special thanks to all of you for watching IncluTalks Aware for Autism. I'm Christian Chan. Together with me was Miyuki Shane Fernandez. And to our interpreters, Miss Pinky and Remy, thank you so much for being here. So we're saying, may the Almighty God bless us all. HNI, God first. And once again, have a good day, and thank you for watching our webinar.